The first jump of the Tiqqun in this playthrough, and it is going swimmingly, I hope. Oh, wow. Okay. So we're actually going to see it go. Oh. Oh. We just broke the moon. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the Vercitorix gaming channel. Today we are back in Ixion, carrying on from where we left off. We've still got to build some solar panels. We've got to build the VOHLE engine as well, so let's get straight into it. We're going to start the game going now on normal speed. So obviously we have a few things that are turned off here. That is obviously saving electricity from the last episode, but we have just built the Ava airlock, which is fantastic. Apparently, it's not actually connected to an active stockpile of alloys, so we're going to turn this one back on while that opens up. We're not going to be able to turn that back on, so I think maybe we turn away something else. We need to turn something else off in order to do that. We do need to research something else, so we're going to go for an insect farm just to try and get some food on the go. Whether that's a good idea or not, I don't know. But going back to the situation at hand, we need to turn this back on without knocking out the power. So maybe we turn one of these off. There are inhabitants in here, but just having that little bit of extra power will give us up to that 60 mark. So we are right on the limit. So we need to go out to the outside of the hull. And we need to build one of these solar panels. We need to get a solar panel built. So we're going to get that built straight away there. I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but once that's actually built, we'll have another 40 to our available power, which means we'll be able to turn some of this back on. So while that's happening, let's speed up the game. And there we go. The solar panels have been built, and we can turn some of this stuff back on. So I'm not going to turn that back on, but I am going to turn the infirmary back on. I'm going to turn on this crew quarters back on. And also, I think maybe we can have a look at turning one of these on. We do have the insect farm technology being completed, so we're now going to move across into the probe launcher. I think those are very important. So we're going to go back to the main station. We're going to build this insect farm. I think we're going to build it. We're going to build it on this side of things. I think we're going to run a road down here, and we're going to build it over here. Now I've got to remember how to turn it around. Is it R? It is R. Okay, it's a little bit bigger than I'd have liked, but I can still run a road down there, which is absolutely fine. Maybe I can run the road down the back as well at some point, so maybe put it there like so. And then we'll run this road down here and connect it up across here like so. Now the idea is, I believe, to try and keep the roads as straight as we can. I think that's going to be very useful to us. It's easier for traveling. They don't have to turn so many corners. It's why I deleted out this bit up here yesterday, in the last episode, and changed it into a right-angled corner. I think that's very useful. I could probably do with doing this as well. That might speed things up ever so slightly as well. That allows us to have a lot quicker movement between places for our machinery, for our people, and allows a lot quicker building, which is the main thing. Right, so our food supply is dwindling down very low at the moment. We only have 4 meals left. So while this is being built, I'm going to go across into the planetary map. I want to see if they have food here at this supply ship. So I might send out our cargo ship to go and fetch food, maybe. I wonder if I can gather food from here. We do have a probe, which is not available to launch as of yet, but we'll be able to see where there's stuff in the solar system. With that, the VOHLE engine, we need to look at creating as well. I'm not quite sure how we do that. Finish implementing the VOHLE engine via the build panel on the external view. Okay, so we need to go over here. We need to build the engine, the VOHLE engine. It's going to take 100 alloy, but may as well do it while we're sat here doing nothing, waiting for something to do. 87% now on the probe launcher, so we'll have one of them very soon as well. The insect farm has finally been built, and it yields 1 per cycle. We need 10. We're not going to have enough. We need 2 of these. This should just keep us steady. It won't keep us superb, but it'll keep us steady, and that's the main thing. Space-wise, we have the probe launcher now, so we're going to build that. I think we're going to build that right next to the Ava airlock. I'm happy to do that. We're going to turn this one back on as well, just to ensure we get that bit of alloy. Right. We need to start looking at harvesting some some alloy. So we're gonna we need to mining ship, if I'm correct. So we're gonna go back here. We're gonna go into here, and we're gonna build a mining ship. And this mining ship is gonna go across the moon, and it is gonna get everything we need from the moon, and that includes that beautiful alloy that we're gonna need very, very soon, because we don't have a lot left. Notifications wise, stock's been replenished, probe, and I am very happy with that. We have more tutorials. We have basics of food production. Insect farms will not operate when full and need to be emptied. Make sure you have stockpiles available in the sector. We're going to have plenty of stockpiles available in the center. Space interactions, probes. So probes can scan, and basically we're looking for anything on the scanner that will give us some resources. Fairly basic and simple. Power gauge at the top. Upgrading. The more buildings you have, the more power you will need. The main way to increase power is to construct solar panels through the Ava airlock to turn power on and off in a building. You can either disable it or enable it through its building panel or through the power grid view. To use this view, click the button under the power gauge. We have overloads, obviously we know about. We've already experienced a blackout several times. And it actually shocked me in the last episode, if I am correct. So, we are in the process of building up Thor, our first mining ship. We can look to send the... Can we send the iceberg anywhere? Is that something we're able to do? Can I send the iceberg out to Venus, maybe? That sounds like an idea. I mean, I'm probably shooting ahead of the game here, but that sounds like an idea. It's only going to take 1.3 cycles to get there, so it should be pretty much there very shortly. Right, technology tree. We don't actually have anything else. Oh, we do. We have new stuff. Alternative life center. Chronics. Awakens humans stored in Cairo. That might be useful. Electronics factory. Polymer refinery. Steel mill. I think a steel mill is probably going to be our best thing at this very moment. Stores 100 power in a battery. A battery would also be very useful. But we need to get our science back up, which means our good old iceberg science ship needs to get a move on and get some science for us. Right, we're running out of alloy. The alloy is still coming in, and the workers are still taking food from the insect farms and putting them into the stockpile. So hopefully every 5 cycles we are going to have enough food. The mining ship has now been created, which is absolutely superb, and it is ready to be used. He says, is it here? Here it is. So we're going to send it. We want it to collect alloy. I want it to collect alloy. Maybe we should be telling him to go fetch that. Okay, so I built the mining ship for no apparent reason. But what we can do with this mining ship is when we use a probe launcher, when we use one of the probes to find some alloy or whatever, iron or whatever it is we find, we can actually send the mining ship straight out. We don't have to worry about it. I'm going to tell it to go and get iron straight away anyway. We are eventually going to expand into other sectors. I know that. We've got an incoming transmission call coming now. So it wants us to depart from the current solar system, which I'm not sure whether I want to do at this very moment, because obviously we're researching over here. There is absolutely nothing here by the looks of it. There is nothing on Venus. So we're going to tell the iceberg to return. We're going to tell it to go back to the Tiqqun. And what we're going to do from there, we can collect food and we can collect workers. So I'm going to send him to go and get stuff from the Urshanabi. And then from the Urshanabi, we are actually going to move away from this solar system, as we have been instructed. Although I would like to search over these. We've got events available on Mars and Saturn. Saturn is closer, but it means we've got to go through the asteroid belt, which I don't know whether that's going to affect things for us. I don't know whether that's a good idea to do. Is it a good idea to go through the asteroid belt? Is that going to affect things? 1.5 cycles to get to Mars, 2.5. We're going to go to Saturn with the spaceship. We still have resources to collect from the Urshanabi. We have an event available here as well. Administrator, food supplies are dwindling. Despite claim control protocols, some crew members have become aware of this. They are worried food will run out soon. Make a public commitment to increase food production would squash any simmering rumours about your managing skills. Pledge that there will be 3 insect farms in the Tiqqun within 10 cycles. I think that's something we can do. We can do that. Let's just start production straight away. And there we are, beautiful. So, here comes some more crew. We've got 178. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not even 150. We need another 3 of these. We got 198. We're going to need some more. I've placed that in the wrong position, but we can place one there. I think I'm going to extend this road ever so slightly. I'm going to remove this here. And I'm going to move it down like that. And I'm going to bring that in there like that. So that should house another 30. So that will take us up to, what were we? 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, 90, 105. Is that really all we had? So we need a lot more. A hell of a lot more. Maybe we should be looking to build more solar panels. We do have enough polymer to get another solar panel set put on. Ah, that probably would have been better than going into this. Okay, so we are at Saturn now. A signature trace from an EKP system has been detected near Saturn. EKP technology is the exclusive property of Dolos, but records indicate that the company has not deployed any missions in this sector. This signature will soon enter the atmosphere of the sun. Send a team to investigate. We're not bothered about these. Tutorial, EKP. Electrokinetic propulsors, or EKP for short, enable movement of the Tiqqun between stellar objects and various points of interest within a planetary system. Powering the EKP engines requires all of the station's power. Batteries will activate over the period of Tiqqun travel if present. If a blackout occurs during EKP movement, it will resolve itself automatically when the station has arrived at its destination. Oh! In order to issue a travel order, click the Tiqqun icon located at the bottom. Once the order has been issued, EKP travel cannot be cancelled. Points of interest can be planets, space stations, and more. When the Tiqqun is moving, its hull deteriorates at a faster rate than when it is idle. Okay. So it deteriorates as it moves. That's something we've got to pay attention to. I'm going to prioritize this one for the simple fact of we obviously need to get this insect farm built within so many cycles. So we've got to now move the Tiqqun to orbit around the moon. So I thought we had to actually move out the solar system. We're not. We're just moving out of Earth's orbit. So we're going to the moon. And here we go. Our first time moving. This is our first time moving up into space. We are on the moving battery. We seem okay. System jumps. The VOHLE engine enables space travel between planetary systems. In order to use the VOHLE engine, it takes time to charge before being able to perform a jump. During this time, all the Tiqquans... Why do I keep saying Tiqqun? I read it as Tiqqun, even though I know it's Tiqqun. All the Tiqqun's power is redirected towards the engine. Batteries will activate for the duration of the charge. If present, if your battery is empty during this period, a blackout occurs. It will automatically be resolved at the end of the charging period. Okay. So we do need to get some batteries in a sector. I would like to open up another sector to do that. But at this moment, it doesn't look possible. We keep getting little hints of blackouts. I believe we have made it to the moon now. We have. And it wants us to initiate the VOHLE jump. But I'm not going to do that until we've brought the iceberg back from Saturn. And I also want to check out Mars over there before we actually do a jump like that. So what I'm thinking here is if I build 2 more crew compartments here, I can start filling this out with crew compartments and just bring the path across there. We can get... How many can we get in here? 1 path. 2. So we can get another 6 in there, which is a good thing, I think. Has completed its action on the dark side of Saturn. Ready for extraction of 10 science. The prototype rocket sent by the UN seems to use a variation of EKP. We've stripped it down and recovered the schematics. End it. And we are going to collect that bit of science from the planet. And then we're going to look to go over to Mars, I think. And get whatever is there. But things are improving for us. They have retrieved all the science from the Saturn. The mission Saturn is over. Iceberg. No. Let's go straight to Mars. And then we'll return to the Tiqqun. And we'll do something there after that. So at the moment, we're just sort of in a stalemate sort of position. So these are producing 15. We probably need 1 more of these, in all honesty. That gets us up to 40 per feeding, which should be enough to satisfy 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 20. So that'll satisfy everything we've got so far in terms of population. This stockpile is empty as well, so we're going to take that out. Unfortunately, we don't really have anywhere we can mine at the moment, I don't think. Can we produce a probe and see if we can get something out to mine? Construct a probe. Takes 3 polymer, which I'm absolutely fine with losing. We don't actually have 3 polymer. We have nothing. Okay, never mind. We're not going to be able to build that. And that is the insect farm built. So we should now be yielding 1, 2, 3, 4 per cycle. That's 20 every 5 cycles, which is every feed. Okay, so we are up at Mars now. Let's do the event. The UN has established a facility on Mars. Its crew are currently lacking the materials required to repair a critical fault in their oxygen supply system. They have submitted an official request to Dolos for aid. Okay, so we're going to just do it for resources because we don't have any polymer to give them. So we're just going to do it for resources. We're going to send the Minfawa. That's a Welsh name, but I don't know how to pronounce it, unfortunately. So we're going to transport that up to Mars. So the Minfawa should be on its way momentarily. I don't know whether this is a good idea to have been doing, but there it goes. Off goes the Minfawa. It's on its way. But I don't see any reason why it would not be good to help Mars. Maybe they're a competition, maybe they aren't. There's 33 people now that are still homeless, so we're going to bring this road round, like we said we were going to do when I can remember how to build a road. There it is. We're going to come around like that, and we're going to come up like that. I think going across there, I think they're 3x3s. I want to say they're 3x3s. They are 3x3s, so 1, 2... and we're going to go up and across here like so. And we're going to join this main road along here like that as well. So, that should allow us to put 1 more there and put 6 here. Sorry, 3 here. 3 here. Right. The Mars event. We can extract 20 polymer. Superb. Let's do it. Have we got to send something to get that? We have got to send something to get that. The iceberg is not going to be able to do that. So the mining ship wasn't really worth building at the moment because we have no way of mining. But we have one for future. That is the most important thing. Every little negative we're going to turn into a positive in this series. We don't want to be... there's 3 people without a home still. Ay, ay, ay. I don't really want to build another one just for 1 person. You know what I mean? 3 people. But... you know, we'll do it anyway. Apparently we had a... oh, is it because it's not here? It is on its way back, though, from Mars. Mars has nothing left, so... the iceberg, when I can get you... let's go back to Tiqqun. Now, the iceberg should move quicker than the Mayfair. Is that the Mayfair? Is it Mayfair? I don't think it's Mayfair. I want to call it Mayfair, but I might actually call it Mayfair. Where's my fleet? Can I change its name? Can I change these names? It would appear not. Here is the Mayfair unloading those resources. Fantastic. We have no more alloy, which is a shame. So, once the research ship arrives back, which it has done, we can now look to do what the quest wants us, and that is to vol jump. So we're going to go back to the spaceship. We are going to vol jump, and we are going to do it. I don't know where we're going, but we're charging up to do it. We're doing it. We're going. Let's just commence the jump. Let's see where we end up. I don't know where we're going to end up, but we have to... we have to make the jump here. This is superb. I am loving this. Let's see how much hull damage we have when we come out of this, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be some hull damage, isn't it? The first jump of the Tiqqun in this playthrough, and it is going swimmingly, I hope. I'm quite surprised that this this shuttle is even capable of it. Look at this. This is superb. Wow. I love it. It's like rifts through time. It's... oh. I love space. I love space. Okay, what's this? Is this back on Earth?
The Earth. Our home. She is unique. Held in its bosom are the ingredients of evolution.
Is this like a past
Beyond raw
jump?
survival, beyond the safety of comfort, we, humanity, pursue something greater. We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the earth is not to be our grave. A mother does not wish to see her children disappear with her. She wishes to see instead courage in her children, to carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tiqqun station is both an epilogue of these endeavors and a prologue to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown.
He's got my vote.
Sail on this new sea because there is hope to be found, horizons to explore, and because our very existence depends on it. I give you the stars. I give you the VOHLE engine.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we're actually going to see it go. Oh. Oh. We just broke the moon. He had my vote up until we broke the moon. I assume we're going to be damaged for that, yeah? I assume we're going to have damage for that.
Jump complete.
It might have been, but how much damage do we have?
Preliminary diagnostics.
How much damage do we have, Eden?
Several anomalies detected.
Oh no, that's not good.
Multiple digital security breaches found within VOHLE jump routines.
That's not good.
Full engine critically damaged.
That's not good either.
Hull integrity compromised.
Ignore that. Eden.
Analysis confirms discrepancies between the mission clock and the apparent advanced state of the solar system.
That's not good.
We are receiving no communication signals from Earth.
That's not good.
Likelihood of ongoing survival stands at approximately 7.67%.
Never tell me the odds.
Activating Marduk survival protocols.
What are those?
New mission objective established.
Okay.
Ensure humanity's survival by finding a habitable exoplanet.
Okay.
Issues requiring immediate attention.
The hull.
Increase food production output. Restore hull integrity.
In that order? In that order? Oh lord, we are in trouble.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Okay. Okay. Everybody calm. Don't go to panic station just yet. We need to fix the hull. We have some tutorials. We have the hull. So we need to fix stuff. We need to fix stuff. The hull is in trouble. Make sure you are ready for any eventuality and have enough alloy available for your airlocks. I don't have enough alloy. Airlocks have an efficiency rate corresponding to how difficult it is for the builder workers to locate breaches in the hull. The lower hull integrity, the higher the airlock's efficiency will be. Do not let work pile up. If a sector's working conditions are intense, there is a higher chance of an airlock experiencing an accident. Oh no! Power. Obviously, again, we need to get these batteries online. Trust and stability. Stability is a measurement of the crew's mood within a sector. A higher stability indicates that there is a higher quality of life for the crew within a sector. The stability It is influenced by many modifiers. Some are sector-based, others global. Some may be permanent, while others may be temporary. The easiest way to increase a sector's stability is to research and construct dedicated stability improvements such as an alternative life center. Detailed view. Trust. Strikes. If your stability is low, your workers will go on strike. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. The trust gauge is a representation of the faith of the crew of the Tiqqun. Why do I keep saying Tiqqun? The Tiqqun. Have in your command. It is a direct consequence of the stability of your sectors over time. If it reaches 0, your journey will end. What makes a good administrator? What makes me a good administrator? To keep trust high, listen to crews please and make sure that every sector stability is high enough. Nobody likes a tyrant, more so when lives are at stake. The impact of a sector's stability rating on trust is proportionate to the size of the population living in that sector. The lesser weevil. A lesser weevil? Some events will lead to choices with no good outcome. It will be up to you to make the hard decisions. I've got to sacrifice people? Well, it's for the greater good of humanity. Game over. When everything goes wrong and all hope is lost, your journey ends. Do not fret, as you will have the option to restart your game. You can do so either from your last save game or from the beginning of the chapter you were currently in. Mutiny. If the crew of the Tiqqun lose faith in you, they will take action and exile you from your position. If the structural integrity of the station reaches 0, the Tiqqun will break apart. Right, so you remember that probe that we had to construct? We can actually construct it now. And I think that's definitely something we should be looking to do. So we've got quite a few things we've got to get on with here. So we've got an event available here. Administrator, you may have noticed that the moon has broken apart. The crew are aware of this, and many rumours are spreading throughout the station. You will have to make an official statement. Evidence suggests a great deal of time has passed in the solar system. The moon's destruction is obviously a consequence of human use. No, we can't say that. I don't think we should be telling them that it's our fault. Ah, no, okay, so trust went down. Trust went down, that's not good. How about this one? Administrator, the crew are asking a lot of questions about the state of Earth. Initial behavioural algorithms predict a decrease in productivity of 22% if those questions go unanswered. As administrator of the Tiqqun station, you should have some answers quickly. Commit to sending an expedition to Earth. Okay, so let's go to Earth. Let's send the science ship there. Where's the iceberg? Go to Earth. What has happened here? Everything's moved. What's happened? Are we in a different timeline? I said we were in a different timeline, didn't I? Oh, it's arrived already? Let's research. No signals have been received from Earth. The oceans seem to have evaporated and the surface temperature has risen significantly since the Tiqqun was last in orbit. That does not sound good. Atmospheric readings indicate that the presence of strong dust storms and dangerously high levels of carbon dioxide, radiation and microplastics. The blue planet will never again deserve its name. The iceberg's team will proceed to coordinates of Inner Heaven, the former headquarters of Dolos. Attempt to find my family home. That's not what we're doing. Look for survivors. Now let's investigate the headquarters. That's where there's going to be at least something we can think about. Right, we need to get this probe out. This probe is on its way. And we also need to feed the population. We need alloy. Alloy desperately needed. I think that is our first point of call. I know it says to resolve the event on Earth, and it also says to go to Vercitorix and feed 1,000 crew members. But to me, the most important thing at this very moment is let's get the alloy situation fixed so we can repair this hull. So the probe is now complete. No, not quite. Not quite complete. We do have a fleet still. We have the Thor and we have the Mayfair. I'm just going to call it the Mayfair from now on. We still have no... Is it out yet? We have one on the docking platform. We do have one now at last. So, we're going to launch it. And we're going to search for... We know there's a planet around somewhere. We need... There's carbon there. Sorry, iron there. Iron here as well. Iron sounds like a good thing to go and grab. So we're going to have a look over there. We're going to send the probe over there. See if we can find this iron. And then we'll be able to redo our alloy. Get our alloy refined. And refit the hull of the Tiqqun. That's our biggest priority right now. I think we have enough food to survive. If I have a look at the interior view, we have 198 people. So that's roughly 20 in food. And we have enough insect farms producing the food we need. maybe not what,
Has completed its scan.
maybe not what people want to eat. They don't want to eat it, but... Right, we have ice and we have iron, so we're going to send out the mining crew to fetch, not this one, to go and fetch the iron and the ice. And then we're going to send, didn't do that properly. We're going to send the Mayfair to collect said iron. And we're going to need to refine it. So we need to find a way of refining it, which is a steel mill. So we need one of them, but we don't have enough research points. But we're going to put it in anyway, just waiting. Once we finish this, we've got the 45 we needed, which is superb. The converted oil rig, which Dolos used as its state-of-art headquarters, is gone. Only a few scraps of metal remain. Scattered across an expanse, dusty, cracked earth. There is no sign of survivors. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Right, we're going to then scour... I suppose we need to scour the globe in search of survivors. We can't look at it as we need to go and find my family. That is not what we have to do. We have to take into consideration that my family is probably passed away on Earth. There is no people there. Right. We need to repair this hull, so we need to get this iron on the go. We also have some iron returning from Earth as well now. We have an event available that we are currently doing. It's going to take another 2.6 cycles to do. Meanwhile, we need to get... What was it we needed to get? We needed to get more food made. And we need to research the steel mill. Now, apparently we're starting the research now. So we must have picked up the research points when we left Earth. I think that eventually we're going to have to move into another sector. I don't know how we're going to do that, but I think we're going to have to do it eventually. And I think we've got to go and do this Shinabi thing. But first, let's get the ship in order. Like I've been saying for the last couple of minutes, let's get the ship in order. Everyone is happy at the moment. There is 2 trust per cycle. Trust is increasing, 62% trust. Let's keep it going. Let's bring the iron in. Let's bring the stuff from Earth in. There is the Urshinabi over here. And we need to have a look for the other planets, which for some reason seem to have disappeared. We don't have any probes, so do we have enough for another probe? We do. We are going to build another probe as well. In fact, we should probably build like 2 or 3 of these, but we are going to build another one for now. But look at how superb this looks. There's Earth in the background there. We can zoom properly out on it as well. Right, so the science ship team has completed the task on Earth. After a long search, we found nothing but rubble. We've seen no signs of life, not even a corpse. The lunaclism seems to have caused a series of events that precipitated the collapse of thermo-industrial civilization. The Earth has become a toxic and arid wasteland, scoured by harsh winds, now more inhospitable than Mars. The only remnant of civilization we found was a fallen stele, where the city of Washington once stood, stuck in a crevice. It had been sheltered from the wind. A prayer imploring divine forgiveness was engraved in gold on its surface. That is very, 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 very upsetting to see. The Earth is now dead. And I suppose the one last thing we can do is just check where my family is, as that's what it's asking me to do. We are continuing to mine out this, I didn't read this bit. Oh, okay. Hull repair activated. So we're going to start repairing the hull now. So if we go inside, they should be bringing iron to the... We need to turn this back on as well. And I think it might be worth turning these back on, because we do have people coming in. And we need to look to unlock the next sector at some point. We haven't quite got enough yet. The building is purging waste. It purges its own waste. That's fantastic. Notification, science ship has returned. Has it returned? Or has it finished what it was doing? No, it's still got 0.8 left. I was going to say, it's still got time left, hasn't it? Science ship has now completed the task at Earth. We're going to have a look at that. A huge crevice cuts through the ground where your home once stood. There is no trace of civilization. We already knew that. We already knew that.
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
We're going to be filling everything. We have a new request. We're currently collecting the science there. We have a new request. Our new request is... Administrator, to safeguard humanity, we must find survivors and increase the station's population. Okay? We do not have time to go through the classic reproductive cycle of your species. Adding new members to the Tiqqun's crew will have a positive impact on morale. Cryonic stasis, a practice pioneered by Dolos, was in growing use even before we left the solar system. There is a very high likelihood that cryonic pods contain survivors awaiting discovery. Okay, so we've got to find and collect 500 pods. That again makes sense. Cryonic centers open cryonic pods, adding newly awakened crew members to your population. Cryropods can be found during expeditions using your science ships. Each cryonic pod contains one person who is either a worker or non-worker. Cryonic centers have no control over this, and by default will open pods in order influenced by how many total worker or non-worker cryropods are in storage. It is possible, however, to prioritize the opening of worker pods by applying a policy via DLS center. When a cryopod is opened, its occupant will join the population of the sector in which they were awakened. If you wish for newly awakened crew to be transferred to a different sector, you can alter this default behavior via the Cryonics Center's overview panel as described opposite. So you can transfer the populations between the sectors, and it's not going to affect things, I don't think. Like, could you build all these in one sector and build all storage in one sector? I don't know whether that would work, but I mean, that's something we can consider. Mission reports from the expedition to Earth are being discussed among the crew. The thought is of having lost all loved ones left behind has destroyed morale for many of them. The system of this trauma has now been collated under the medical designation Dead Earth Sickness. Stability penalty -1. That's not good. We're up to, yeah, we have 205 because there are 7 in space. You always have to remember the ones that are in space. Right, we have another notification here that the spaceship is still collecting the science that we need. Where is... Oh, it's dropping its stuff off now. Is it possible that we can't build one because we only have the one docking bay? The other option is we can override the locks and go into here. So that would take 16 food, which we have. We don't have the electronics capable, and we do have enough alloy in the station to do so. Steel mill is still building up now. I don't know how big this steel mill facility is going to be. The technology steel mill has been completed, so we need to build that now. That is under factory steel mill. It's actually not as big as I thought it was going to be, but it's still relatively big. It's going to have to go up in this top corner, I think, like so, and we're going to have to build a road along here for it. How much energy does it take? It takes 15 power, which we have 72 available, so I am absolutely 100% fine with that. I think we need to send a probe out as well. See if we can find anything in the area. We're looking for... I mean, probably looking for carbon. Maybe... What was that there? An increase in ice. Now, we know there's going to be a planet around here somewhere. There's high iron there. Very big point of interest there. Very high iron there. I accidentally clicked that. I didn't mean to click that. We need a stockpile for this. Where can I put this stockpile now? Maybe I'm gonna have to start putting stockpiles in. Stockpile fits there. We're gonna turn it that way. We're gonna change this one to these bad boys. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What we were looking for. Just a shame that everything is all over the place now. Like, this isn't very well set up. I'm trying to use as much of the space as I can. I know this is going to fill with infirmaries. I don't know what I'm going to use this space for. But I'm trying to use as much space as we can so we can get a completely self-sufficient section just here. We are going to need to find food as well.
A probe has completed its scan.
Okay, what has it found? It has found iron. It just found an asteroid of iron. That probe was probably not worth using. Let's build up another probe. We need to try and get these probes built up really quickly so we know what's going on within the universe around us. The solar system around us, rather. Science ship has received all science from Earth, which is fantastic. Now we're going to send the iceberg straight over to Urshnabi, ready for the next episode. We're not actually going to do anything there at the moment. We're going to leave that till the next episode. Anyway, we'll get this built, and once we get this built, then we can move on towards the end of the episode. I'm actually going to tell him not to fetch these at the moment. I want him specifically just to get this. Once he's got that, then I'll tell him to go and get the polymer. Because the polymer will be very useful. He is currently moving back towards Earth, and he's on his way. The science ship is now at the Oceanabi. We're going to check that out very soon. We're currently in the meal cycle. We have built the next probe. We're going to send that out. We're going to see what we can find. We want to find very high carbon here. Very high iron there. Undefined probe scanner there. Point of interest. I mean, the thought is, I want to try and find another planet. Potentially that's a planet. But I'd have thought that would have fallen under point of interest. Maybe I should see if I can find, like, Mercury or something. There. Is that going to be like Mercury? Do we reckon that's potentially Mercury? It's on the inside line. Or Venus? Venus, more likely. Earth's on this line. Which would mean that Venus should be on this line. And this line inside here should be Mercury somewhere. So we'll see what that probe comes back with in a minute. So we have the steel mill being built. Once that is finished building, we are going to end the episode there. And we're also going to see what this probe finds over here. Let's speed things up ever so slightly. Things are starting to work a lot better than what they were doing in the last episode, that's for sure. Look at this steel mill suddenly building up. Look at that. Absolutely superb. And the steel mill should be built momentarily. Right, the probe has found a debris field. Ooh. What could that be? It could be anything. That could be anything. Let's build another probe. Ready for next episode. We have an incoming transmission, which we may as well read now. Okay, so there's a emergency frequency coming from the Outer Hope, which I'm not really, which is Oceanabi, I think. Find a Dolos station with the probe. Okay, fair enough. Right, so we're going to search that debris a little bit later. And we finally have this built up. That's why it's not picking up the iron, because I don't have an iron storage facility. So we'll put this in here. And we'll load these two up with iron. This is iron only. Iron only. You can only have iron. We are filled with... Okay, things are going a little bit fast now. We need to slow down a little bit. Let's get the battery researched. I think that's probably our best bet at the moment. And with that, we are going to end the episode there. I want to thank you all for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope to see you for the next one very, very soon.